Today marks the 10th anniversary of the death of former Libyan President Muammar Gaddafi. NATO airstrikes targeted Gaddafi's hometown of Sirte. Rebels then captured Gaddafi and killed him before he could be put on trial. A decade after his killing, Libya is on the path towards peace, but the country remains polarized, and a planned election scheduled to be held on December 24th faces many hurdles. Adil Mahroui tells us more.
Over a decade ago, popular protests broke out against President Muammar Gaddafi in Libya in February 2011, as people demanded an end to his four-decade rule. But unlike in Libya's neighbors, Egypt and Tunisia, where leaders responded to the uprising by stepping aside, Gaddafi fought back to assert his control. 8 months later, NATO-backed rebels captured the Libyan president near his hometown of Sirte, but instead of putting him on trial, they killed him.
His death was that of an unjust ruler. It should not have happened that way. Ideally, he should have been put on trial. We should have understood how he managed Libya, where his finances were hidden. What had he done during his 4 decades in power? It's why chaos followed, because he controlled everything.
It took Libya almost 10 years to end the fighting and enjoy the longest ceasefire the country has seen since the fall of Gaddafi. The truce, however, remains fragile. There are concerns that foreign fighters and mercenaries who are scattered across Libya could threaten any possible political solution.
Now, Libyans see it as their right to carry arms and fight the foreign fighters in their country. They will revolt and raise their voice, no matter what the West says. I don't think Libya will recover soon. The NATO invaders who attacked Libya with airstrikes for 8 months still want to control the country.
The UN, the AU and regional powers are trying to push Libyans towards holding an election in December. It's not clear who voters in the North African nation will elect, but the aspirations of Libyans are not a secret.
Libyans want to go back to the pre-2011 country. If the people had had the liberty to choose their leadership and parliament, they would have completed the task within a year. Libya before 2011 was a developing nation. There was no terrorism. It was a leading economy in Africa.
Libya suffered after Gaddafi because he didn't create independent state institutions. He didn't create a foundation for the rule of law. Before he died, he swore to bring destruction upon his people. He ordered his supporters to arm themselves against the uprising. The population was growing without control. Unemployment rates were spiking. Libya was ranked 135th in the world in terms of education quality, and it was among the top in corruption ranking.
Libyans want the security and the stability that Gaddafi provided, but they also want a well-structured country that relies on the entire nations instead of just one man. The North African nation appears to be reaching peace with its past. One of Gaddafi's sons, Saadi, has been released from detention, while his elder brother, Saif al-Islam, may run in the upcoming elections. Adil Mahroui, CGTN, Cairo.